Hello, hello, hello. It's another Tuesday. Yep, it's a cold one as well here in Michigan. I don't know what the weather's like wherever you are watching from, but as always, tell me in the comments below where you're watching from, and we love to see it. We have people watching from all over the world, and I'm trying desperately hard to get all of the gadgets doing their thing, and it looks like we're finally doing it. Yay! All right, so you can see on my desk I have the lovely doilies. Ooh, these are so pretty. They are lovely. So the reference number, just so you know, 167104. I'm going to be making a card live tonight with them. I also have a second card to show you and a layout. So I use them on a scrapbook layout as well as on a card. So they don't just have to be used on cards. The package includes 24. You get 12 of each of the two sizes and in 2 different colours. So 6 each of all of the varieties. So real red and, let me get this correct, bubble bath. So you can see they are these lacy doilies with these hearts, and then here's the bubble bath. So the bubble bath is it's a fun colour. It almost is a purpley pink. It's not a true pink like bubble gum. I always read bubble bath and think bubble gum, that, you know, bright Pepto-Bismol pink, and it really isn't. It almost has like a purpley shade to it, and then the real red as well. Aren't they pretty? So these are obviously the smaller ones, and then we also have large ones. Okay, so again, same 2 colors, red and the bubble bath. The large ones are 5 inches, so they're a decent size. As I said, they're perfect for scrapbook pages. And the smaller ones are 3 3/4. So go inches and some 10 nanogo inches. So those are the 2 sizes of them, which we really like. And I'm just going to tilt my camera down just a little bit. It's moved a little bit. So 24 pieces in the pack. Love it, love it, love it. So let me put these away and let's start playing, right? Because I went ahead just for speed. I have already prepped everything, and I already have my heart. So when I can't find it, it's right there, because you know that I'm going to lose it. So the set that I'm focusing on using is a set that was available last year and is still available more than autumn. It is super, super cute. Now, I have to confess that I saw a card somewhere online, and it was the inspiration behind me using this set. So I apologize if I can remember the name, or if I can find the photo of the card that I originally saw. I'll post that up in the comments. So it's fall, autumn, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, you know, you've got the little gingerbread man, and you've got, this could be coffee, this could be all year. Coffee is coffee is coffee. Here is a card that I made last year, if you remember, using the coffee themed paper that we used to carry, and I just made a coffee and donut card because I just thought it was super stinking cute, right? Here's that donut, isn't it adorable? And then you've got pumpkins, apples, hearts, marshmallows, straws. So this could be iced coffee, these are ice cubes, so this could be used in the summer as well. And I also made that card as well and made it into a Christmas feel, so Christmas coffee, and put the little mini gingerbread man. This one, again, I used that coffee paper and did the pumpkin spice, because the words and the images, here's your donut and here's your coffee cup and the whipped cream, and then you've also got some leaves, and there's hearts, the little heart, right? And so super cute die cuts. And then I made this one a few months ago, which I think I showed you. So I took our alphabet die, so this cuts all of the alphabet in one go, which is great, because then you can then use it to spell whatever you want. I used the entire negative space and then put a little bit of ink behind the H and the I, which spelled high, and then put the coffee cup and the donuts on it. I love this set. As you can see, I've made a lot of artwork with it, so I thought we'd do it again. So the first card that I made with this was this one here. How cute is this? Now, I've used obviously a floral set with it as well, and some dies, and let me get those and I will tell you what I used. And of course, I've put them down somewhere. Maybe I'm not going to tell you. Okay, so the flowers are not from anything I have here with me. Because I made this on Saturday at my crop and then put everything away at the end of it. But whatever, use whatever floral set you like. The theme is the idea. I used a new 3D wreath in the background because I'm obsessed, right? Didn't I use that the other week? I think I did. I think I showed it you. And then cut out some die cut leaves. These are from this set. I'll tell you, I know where these are from. These are from Gallery Blooms. It's a tiny, tiny little die here, and they almost look like ginkgo leaves. I love them. It's a super cute little die. So if I hold it up to the camera, hopefully you can see it. Yeah, not cute. So I used that. Those are those little white leaves that you can see there. So I used multiple sets. I'm a firm believer of mixing and matching your stamp sets and your die sets together, and anything that has leaves on it, you know, I absolutely love. It's great to use. And then I cut some of the hearts, those heart dies. Here's one in red ready, and then I just added my wink of Stella and a little bow, and it's good to go, right? We love that. Do you like it? Let me see some loving. Let me see some thumbs up if you like that too. I think it came out really cute. I used bubble bath cardstock, and then, as I say, the die, and the ink on the die is the colour, and as I say, this background is almost tonal, and I'm going to show you another way to use these in a second. All right, so let's make the card, and then I'll show you the layout right at the end because it is adorable. Okay, here we go. So as I say, I've already cut out the pieces, laid them down where I wanted them to be. Again, I've used that 3D wreath in the background. It's a 3D embossing folder. And it's a wreath shape. It's a 6x6 die, so it perfectly fits this piece of paper I've trimmed down. It is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So yon inches, kokeru, go to nigo, dozo. So I'm holding it like this on purpose so that you can really see the texture in these leaves and then the little berries that are scattered all the way through. I think it's lovely. I really do. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful embossing folder. Okay, so my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, which means that when I attach this to the front, it's going to give me that 1/4 inch border. And this is soft seafoam green, just so you know. And because it's an embossing folder, I'm just going to add a little bit of the Tombow liquid glue. And you remember why? It's because obviously this is an uneven surface, and so it means that it will stick down because the glue will ooze into all those high and low points. Plus, you don't want to be running a tape runner over an embossed background because you're going to flatten out all of those round raised images. Okay, so for this card we are using the red die, and I'm going to just put that in the center just like that. Isn't it cute? I love it, love it, love it, love it. Again, I'm going to use that liquid adhesive, and we're just going to put a few spots on it. It doesn't need to be super secure. So just in those thicker areas, because again, I don't want to run a tape runner over this and end up with tape poking out through the holes. We don't want that. We don't like that look. So we'll just center that and just let it sit a second. All right. I use my favorite circle die set. You know the favorite circle die set, Spotlight on Nature. This is my go-to circles. I'm still using it. So if you have a different circle set that you like, feel free to use it. I love this set. I was going to use the one with all the holes around the edges, but when I did use that on this card here. Can you see? I used, these are both the same size because remember you get 2 sets of circles, and this one has all the little holes, which is great on the pale pink background. It coordinates with it. But when you put this background with the holes on this red set, it just doesn't sit as well. It really doesn't. So this time I decided to use the larger circle, and if you are careful and position it properly, you can get it so that it fits perfectly within that circle of tiny little holes. So again, I'm going to use my liquid adhesive, just a little squidge on the back in the center, and then I'm going to carefully line it up so that you should still be able to see all those little holes around the edge. Beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Right, now, oh, you know, I wanted to stamp on that before I stuck it down, but never mind, never mind. I apologise. I am a little distracted, and I apologise for that as well. My mum is super ill, and in fact, I've booked emergency flights and spent all morning trying to find a hire car at London Heathrow. So there will be no Technique Tuesday for the next 2 weeks because I'm going to be in England with my mum. So she's not doing very well, so I need to get a flight home. So there will be no Technique Tuesday next week. So I apologise. I'm trying to focus and my brain is going, oh, did you do that? Oh, did you take out insurance? You know, I'm in full squirrel mode right now. Okay, so this stamp here says nothing better than, and I'll just show you where it is. So nothing's better than, and you say hot cocoa or peppermint or cider or eggnog or whatever you want to put. All right, I don't like it because the stamp, I love the saying, I just don't like the length of the stamp because it's too long. And yes, I could ink up a little bit and stamp it, but that is way too much for Sarah's squirrel brain. So I'm going to cut up my stamp, and I can hear all of you take a collective deep breath and go, okay, I'm going to show you how to do it easily and quickly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll come up to the camera so you can see. Oh, hang on, I need to get the phone to focus on it. I apologize. Okay, so can you oh geez, oh Pete. Okay, camera, focus on the words. Right, as soon as I'm going to actually stretch it slightly. Okay, you cannot see this, it's not letting me focus on it, but I'm going to do it down here and maybe you can zoom in. So I know what I can do. Let's ink it up and clean it, and then you can see better because the ink will be stained a little bit. And of course I can't find my flaming cloth. Okay, hang on, please hold. Let's just get the ink, otherwise I'm going to be inky for days. And then maybe that will help the poor camera focus on this. Okay, now can you see it better? Marginally, not a lot. Okay, with a bit of cardstock behind it. Can we see it then? Okay, you're gonna have to help me out here, people. Okay, so nothing's ends here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently pull the stamp apart and then just snip. Okay, and then better than ends in this space here. So if you pull them apart gently, you can just snip them. Now, obviously, once you've snipped them, they're yours to stay. It's like you break it, you own it. And that is absolutely how this is. So I don't have a problem with that. Now, if you really don't want to cut your stamps up, I totally get it. I am so inky right now, it's not even funny. If you don't want to cut your stamps apart, don't worry about it. You can mask off your, hang on. You can mask your areas of the stamp that you don't want any ink on. No, nothing's better than, my poor little brain is struggling because I'm doing it backwards, remember. So this is something you have to think about when you're doing something like this. So nothing's better than, and you can see I've kind of staggered the better out further. Okay, pants are for hands and sleeves are for noses if you've got children. Okay, so nothing's better than. Oh, I like that. Okay, so just so I know I've got them lined up correctly, let's just take a piece of scratch paper here, and let's see if I like the way it looks. Yeah, that'll do. So yeah, my mom is 93, bless her heart, and she is having heart problems, and this is the second time in 2 weeks that she's been admitted to hospital. So it's like, okay, Sarah, get your butt on a plane. I've been offering to go back for the last year, and she keeps putting me off and putting me off and putting me off. And then when I asked her and said, hey, should I come home, she said yes please. So that tells you right there that she needs to see me. So below the money, it's only money, right? She says, ha ha ha. Okay, I already stamped my, what's it called? It's a coffee cup. Okay, you all need to help out here because obviously Sarah's squirrel brain has gone and we're not playing any longer. I stamped my coffee cup in, you could do it in smoky slate or grey granite. You could do it in permanent black. I didn't want it in black. Sometimes it's a bit heavy. And then I used markers just to colour it in and get that shading. I also stamped my whipped cream. So I just have to wait for the words to come back. And then I went over it with my Wink of Stella, which I'm hoping is catching the light as I twist it. So it's sparkly. Trust me, it sparkles. Just trust me. Okay, I took a little bit of the Christmas paper that I showed you the other week, the Christmas tags and more paper, and I just stamped on a scrap. It was just a scrap I had left over. So again, I've stamped that coffee cup on top of this paper, and I started cutting it out and then thought to myself, oh, I should have actually left that to do it on the video with you guys. And all you're going to do is you're going to cut directly on that line. So actually my husband and I will both be in England at the same time. He flew out today to see his mom and spend some time with her. I fly out Thursday to arrive Friday morning to go straight to the hospital to be with my mom. So it's crazy. I'm hoping that I will get to see him on Saturday. Otherwise, and I don't get back until Christmas Eve. So like I said, no Technique Tuesday. I think that looks super cute. The cup's a little bit darker than I maybe anticipated, but I can live with it. It's not the end of the world. All right, let's stick my coffee band down because it is so stinking cute. You know, another thing I like to do on these coffee bands, what I will do is I will emboss a piece of cardstock. So what I will do first is I'll stamp my image, then I run it through my whatever embossing folder I like, and then cut it out. Okay, don't try and stamp on it after you've embossed it because you haven't got a flat surface. Oh, that's super cute. All right, so where's my Wink of Stella? Because we're doing this as we go. All right, so let's have sparkly berries. Now, if I'd have thought about this ahead of time, I would have gone ahead and done this and then put the fine tip glue over the top and then let it dry completely. So I'll probably do that off camera later. Okay, we are going to put the cup like that, but I want 3D fan tape on the back of it. Okay, oh, I've apparently already got some 3D photo. Oh, because I popped up the doodad, the whipped cream. Why can I not remember the word whipped cream? I have no idea. It's because my brain is trying to think of 14 things at once. That's why, Sarah. Okay, let's just get it down on here. So nothing's better than what? Nothing is better than, and I already stamped this ahead of time, peppermint. Because I love peppermint. I love peppermint. So let's just get this down here. So nothing's better than peppermint. Okay. I already went in ahead of time and edge distressed all my pieces. So my peppermint sign also needs distressing. I just a scrap of cardstock and I've just done that dovetail shape. If you wanted to use a die and have it and cut it out with a die, you absolutely could, but I just snipped it. Okay, we need to get some leaves in before I do anything else, and I went ahead and cut these leaves all ahead of time So we're going to, I'm just going to lay them on so I can see how I want them for a start. Some of them are a bit long, so let's just snip that off for a start. Okay, I'm not mad about that one. Don't hate it. We had this conversation at my crop on Saturday, and they're like, "Why do you hate it?" And I'm like, "No, I don't hate it." And they're like, "Why do you say I don't hate it? Did you hate it?" I'm like, "No. I like it. I don't hate it." It all got very confusing at one point. All right, let me just lie these down and see where I like them, because I've obviously put my cup down further than I was going to put it. I don't hate that. All right, in the words of Sarah, don't hate it. Okay, I like it. I like it. Let's use some of these to stick down. Certainly the top edge of the leaves. We'll put the bottom half of the leaves on with adhesive, and then we will tuck them underneath. So I'm only going to pop up the top part of the leaves because it'll give them some dimension. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, pretty. Okay, I like that one there. And so because it's actually jammed under there, I'm actually going to leave it. And let's not mess with it. So here's a trick. Take your mini adhesive, stick it to the end of your tool. I do have a take-a-pick tool somewhere in a bag still from Saturday. And of course it keeps sticking itself to my flaming nails. Okay, so I've taken the adhesive off both sides. Lift up your leaf, stick it underneath, push it, and you're done. Boom. Right. Okay, so you can actually stick your doodad, Stampin' Dimensional, to the end of your pokey tool or your take-a-pick tool or whatever you're using. Okay, brains are not always optional or mandatory, as you can see when you're crafting. I saw the cutest meme the other day, and it said, I can't find the difference between my crafting supplies and turning into a feral crafting raccoon or something along those lines. And I laughed and I laughed and I laughed, and I'm like, you know, aren't we all, those of us who craft, because we don't just craft one item, we've usually got multiple things that we do, or we paint, or we draw, or we do all of these different things, and it's like, you know, we are one step off being feral. This I can pull out. Let's just stick them down. Let's just not make life any harder than it has to be. I'm not going to stick them all down. I think some of them I do like to have up in the air to give a little bit of movement, and that's what the 3D foam tape does. It just gives you that feeling of movement. It's not just all stuck flat, which can make it look, you know, it's like, ooh, give it some movement. And yes, I'm going to be sticking my words in, but I'm okay with that. I love these little mini doodads, Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, so today's lesson for you guys is to fill in the appropriate word when I can't come up with it, because apparently words are not my strong suit tonight. So, oh, come on. This one doesn't, oh, okay. I'm not fighting with 3D foam tape tonight. You know, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. Some struggles are easier than others, and I'm not fighting with it. Now, that one had a really shiny surface. There we go. Maybe I'd already taken the surface off and I was trying to pull it apart. I'm not sure. You know, it's pick a struggle. Oh. Nearly finished, I promise. It takes longer to put the 3D foam tape on it than it does to complete the flipping card. Okay. And did you like my nails? Aren't they cute? I'll hold them up in a minute. We've got candy canes and Christmas trees, and I have reindeer. Look at this reindeer. Is he the cutest? So his ear is here, and he has a little Christmas ornament hanging from his, what are they called, antlers. So when I hold my hand up like that, his ears go both sides of my nail, and I'm obsessed with him. He's absolutely adorable. I am going to put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom end of this because I want to, I told you I was squirrel tonight. I warned you at the beginning. I'm not taking any responsibility for the over squirreliness of Sarah tonight. All right, this is getting cute. This is getting cute. I like that. And we've got a cute saying on the inside. I already put the 3D foam tape on the back of my heart, so I don't have to battle that. So nothing's better than peppermint. Now, how do I want that on there? I do want it there, and then we can put the heart. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's go for some big 3D tape, the Stampin' Dimensionals. I love the fact it comes in the 2 sizes. You know, pick a struggle. Actually, I don't want it on the end. Let's take that one up. We might glue that one back down again in a second. And yes, this is how my brain works when I'm designing. Yeah, I know, it's frightening. It's scary, but this is how the brain is. Aren't you glad you don't live in Sarah's head? Okay, and that is way too much adhesive. Ugh. And the thing is when I make a mistake, it's the mistakes that everybody else makes. So I'm showing you how to fix them, right? So just take the extra adhesive off. I was trying to do it round the corner, right? But that will work because I have this bow that I've already tied. So we'll use a dollop of that on the back of my bow. See, where there's a will, there's a way. And we're just going to add that little tiny bow to there. And yes, I left the tails long on purpose because I think it's adorable. Okay, just stick. Perfect. I love that. Look how cute that is. Well, it would be if I didn't just pull it up. There we go. Nothing's better than peppermint. Okay, I'm going to stick this heart down. Okay, do we like it there? Nope. No, I don't know. I've got an idea. So, except maybe you is going to go on the inside. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on the inside, not the outside. So we'll just add a skinny amount of adhesive, and we'll add that to the inside, and we'll add the little heart. And I'm going to give away the Love You card, the pink one. So how do you get your hands on the pink one? You need to like this video. You need to share this video, and step number 3, the most important step, is you have to tell me in the comments below. So you have to comment on this and tell me that you have shared the video. So there's 3 steps: like it, share the video, and then to put in the comments that you shared the video. Oh, I love this. How cute is that? Right, so don't hate me, but I have a pack of the white loose snowflakes, which were from last year, and I forgot them. I forgot to use them. I lost them, and I found them. I love that. Again, with the feral raccoon, crafting raccoon, right? So I'm going to use these. They are not available. Don't hate me. But I'm actually going to use some of them because I love them. All right. So we are going to add some little drops. Before we go any further, please hold. Let me just find my tweezers, because I could, again, get my Take-A-Pic tool out, but it's buried in a bag, and I'm sorry, it's bandwidth or lack of right now. Everything's packed away. We had so much fun on Saturday. We laughed and laughed and laughed. It was what my soul needed, because after I came off the phone with Mom, it's like, okay, I have to go back. There's no ifs, ands or buts. I have to go back. We are just going to put some little dots of adhesive, and they're tiny dots, and then you just pick up your snowflake, or you could, oh, this would be super cute with the iridescent sequins. My team are going to get to play with iridescent sequins, or see artwork with iridescent sequins at the meeting on Saturday. Yes, yes, yes. This is flippin' adorable. Okay, you know I can't leave it like that. You know I've got to put a couple over here. So it looks like it's been snowed on. Super, super cute. Ooh, drop that one. Okay, just hold that down. Look at me shaking out the exact number of sequins I need, or more or less. This is adorable, you guys. I love this. Okay. These are down. Just give them a bit of a push, just to make sure they are where they need to be. And again, that liquid adhesive will ooze up in around those snowflakes. What did I just call them? Sequins? I meant snowflakes. You know what I mean, even if the words don't come out right. You understand me. That's the scary part. Okay, so nothing's better than peppermint. So let's again take that wink of Stella, and then let's just colour in that little heart on the inside, and we'll just give it a second. Oh, now of course I need a couple of snowflakes in here as well. Of course I do. And then in just a second I'm going to show you the layout that I made using these doilies. They are just so fun. And as I say, because you get so many of them, you get 24, you know, you could use them on a card, you could use them on a gift bag, you could use them on a layout like I have as well. You could use them on all sorts of different ways. I think that is super, super cute. I better be saying some hearts on here, girls and boys. There better be some hearts coming up. All right, so what else are we going to do to that? We were going to add that liquid adhesive, but you know, now I've got the bow on, maybe I don't even need to. I think that's lovely. It's so cute. What do you think? Do you love it? Isn't that fun? And a great way of using up just little scraps of paper. And the reason I used this colour cardstock is because that's one of the colours in the paper. That's one of the things that people always struggle with. And they say, oh, Sarah, I'm not sure what colour to use. Well, go by whatever paper you're using. Be guided by that. It always tells you on the outside what the colours of the paper are in that kit. So use the coordinating ink colours. And if you don't have this colour cardstock, then and you've got the ink pad, then ink up some cardstock using your ink pad, and then let it dry just like I did here. I cut out some leaves. I didn't have this garden green ink cardstock, but I had the ink pad, so you can see it's just white cardstock, and I just took my ink pad and patted it down, because I was going to bring some of these in as well. But I think it's too much. Says Sarah, the queen of too much, right? But I still think they're too much. Yeah, way too much. Don't need them. But yeah, so you can always ink it. You can always get around it that way. Okay, so nothing's better than peppermint except maybe you. Maybe I'll give that to Richard. All right. Want to see the layout that I made with it? With one of my favourite photos of some of my favourite people. Are you ready? Give me some loving. Give me some hearts. Let me see the hearts. A drum roll, please. Okay, there you go. So there was a couple of techniques on here. So you can see I used the pink and the red. I used them in multiple sizes. And if you look at this color, it's different here and here. It's because I used my blending brushes and I sponged ink on top of them so that has softened them. And then what I also did, if I hold this up, and I'm not sure if you can see here, there's a little bit here and then there's a little bit here. On some of these doilies I actually flipped them upside down and used them as a stencil to pull in some of the ink through there. And then I used that blending brush and just added a little bit, spattered it with some shimmer, some Wink of Stella, and there is my beautiful, beautiful baby girl. And that little bird, he's my little darling. Here's my heart. And then this is the big alphabet die cut set. I really like this set. Cut out the letters, and then I just went round it with a very, very fine tipped pen and just rough-handed those lines to give it that sort of almost shabby chic feel. And then some of the flowers, the white flowers, are from the Hues of Blue flowers. And then again, my favourite circle set, you know it was going to be on there. And then some of the 6x6 DSP that matches the seasons. So I used the Petal Pink, which is one of the colours here. So this is Bubble Bath and Petal Pink. And then I brought in some grey leaves because I knew this background was going to be very dark. I was going to use black leaves, again with these, the black line, but it would have been too heavy. But that black outline pulls in the background from the photograph. So I hope you like it. And again, another scrap of paper underneath. I hope you like it. I hope it's inspired you. And like I said, if you would like this little card here, then like this video, share this video, and comment below that you shared it. And I will see you after Christmas when I'm back from the United Kingdom. So have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas wherever you are. I've just put the information up for my January 3rd crop for anybody who lives in the area that wants to come. All the information is over in Paper Crafting with Sarah. If you need an invite to that, send me a message. All right then, bye. Love you lots. Bye.